there's a new job in your company and you haven't posted it yet, you won't find it on LinkedIn. No job description, no stack of resumes on your desk. And quite honestly, you probably won't even put it on your payroll this year. But it might be the most important hire you'll ever make.
Okay, you've got my attention. Because for 2 years now, everybody's been telling small business owners the exact opposite, that AI is here to take jobs, not make them.
Then, yeah, that's a story everyone's saying that AI is coming for the work. And really, I'm not going to stand here and tell you that that fear is irrational.
It's not. I've signed in front of enough paychecks to know what that word does to a room.
Okay, so let's think about this honestly for a second, Hal, because here's the part we're missing. What if the same force that's deleting jobs just quietly created one? And it's inside your company right now. And by the end of this episode, you'll know why this may be the job that separates the businesses whose AI works.
From the businesses whose AI quietly fails.
I'm Kim,
I'm Hal.
and this is Small Business Big AI, the show for operators building real businesses in an economy that is changing shape right up under our feet.
Quick thing before we dig in. If you want the small business playbook every week, follow the show, hit subscribe, and turn the notifications on so the next episode finds you instead of the other way around.
That's right. Now, today, we're not talking about another tool. We're talking about a role. So let me start with a number. There's research out of MIT, the NANDA report.
Networked agents and decentralized AI.
Right. And how it looked at how generative AI is actually landing inside real companies. I mean, not the demos, but the real deployments.
That number is 95.
Right. A staggering 95% of companies showed no measurable impact on the bottom line. I'm talking none.
See, when I hear a number like that, my first instinct, and it's the instinct of every owner listening, is to blame the tool. Model is not good enough. We bought the wrong software. The salesman oversold us.
I mean, right. And really, that's the wrong diagnosis.
That's the thing, though. In the car business, that what when you see a number that's that lopsided, it is never one thing you're staring at. You think you've got a sales problem. You dig in, and it's a process problem every single time.
Yeah, process problems. So, Hal, say more about that.
So I ran a franchise car dealership for years, multi-million dollars rolling through the door every year. And early on, I had a sales manager, very sharp guy, best closer I ever had. Every deal lived in his head. Which customers to call back, what to give on a trade, who to take a payment bump, or which customers he needed to handle with care. All of it was up here.
Yeah. And for him, it worked.
Worked great until the Friday he didn't come in. And I'm standing on the sales floor with 8 people who suddenly can't do the job because the job was never written down. It was just him.
That's it. That's the whole episode, honestly. And we're only 4 minutes in.
So, should we stop here?
No, because here's why your dealership story is the AI story, Hal. So when 95% of these projects fail, it isn't because the model is dumb. It's because the founder's judgment never left the founder's head. The AI is sitting there. I mean, it's ready to work, running on nothing.
So it's your best close this Friday every single day. And here's what nobody warns you about. And finally, the AI is in the door. Instead of doing the work, you end up babysitting it, correcting it, feeding it. My people would have called that more work, not less.
Okay, but how? If your AI feels like a needy intern, that's not the model being weak. That's the model running blind because nobody gave it the context to run on.
An intern with no training and no manual?
Right. And you'd never put a brand new hire on the floor with no training and expect them to close. But that's exactly what we do to the AI. And then we want to blame the AI. So let me ask you this question. Now, I've started asking this of every owner that I talk to.
And here's where the conversation gets interesting.
That's right. So listen, is your business designed to maximize the output of human hours, or is it architected to leverage an automated engine of execution?
Wait a minute, Kim. Those are two completely different companies.
That's right. They are two different companies. And you know how most of us built the first one without ever deciding to.
And to be fair, most owners haven't even seen the second one. They've poked at a chatbot, asked to write an email, clean up some copy.
And that's exactly the gap. So most owners have touched a chatbot, yes, but almost none have reached an engine. And there's a line that I keep coming back to.
I think I know which one.
A chatbot answers.
And agents takes the job.
You got it. A chatbot answers, an agent takes the job. So one hands you a sentence, the other does the work, start to finish, but only, and here's the key word there, only if it knows what you know.
And right now, it doesn't.
Right now, for most of you, it doesn't.
So this doesn't need to be a scary headline anymore because it's a design problem.
Right. And design problems, those we can fix.
So let's fix it. Let's name the thing because you can't hire a role that you can't name and you can't fill a gap you can't see.
That's true. So the new job is this, Hal, the Small Business Systems Archivist.
Archivist, like a librarian?
Hey, close, but a little more powerful. So a librarian organizes what's already on the shelf. An archivist decides what's worth keeping and turns lived, messy, in the moment experience into a record that someone else can actually use.
In our case, something an agent can use.
Yes, an agent. And here's the sentence that carries this whole episode. This is the one I need you to write down. So go grab a piece of paper if you need to. AI didn't delete the work, it relocated it.
Relocated it.
Right. The judgment, the decisions, the know how. That work, it didn't disappear. It moved out of doing the task and into capturing the context so a machine can do the task. Same expertise, new address.
That's a different way to think about it because the way it's being told right now, adding AI is like subtracting people. That's the fear story. Add AI, cut people.
Yeah, and it's really a transfer story. Like I said, AI didn't delete the work, it relocated it. The work crossed the street.
Let me push back on that from the operator side, though, because I can already hear the four-person shop owner saying, I don't have room for a new hire called an archivist.
Okay, but the big companies are already doing this. How? They're just calling it something fancier and really spending a fortune on it.
Key distinction: big companies, not small businesses. Most small businesses are not designed for AI. They are designed around human memory, human habit, human heroics.
I mean, true, they are, but I want you to hear me out. 2 years ago, about 2024, about 11% of enterprises had a formal role to own their AI agents. And I mean, somebody whose actual job it is to feed them, govern them, and own the outcome.
And now,
Well, this year, it's 56%.
from 11 to 56 in 2 years?
Yes, the role is forming about 5 times faster than it was. So the enterprise has a name for it: agent owner, agentic ops lead, whatever the title, they've got the budget and the headcount.
And here's what that number tells me as an operator: the big players don't spend headcount on a hunch. If 56% of them are paying somebody to own this, it's because they ran the math and the role pays for itself.
It pays for itself because the alternative is a six-figure AI initiative that produces nothing. Your 95%, the archivist, is the cheapest insurance policy you can buy on that spend.
And the small business has the same need and no name for it.
And that's the whole opening. We're giving you the language first here, guys. You don't need their budget. You need their clarity. And you have that today on Small Business Big AI for free.
So, what does this person actually do? I'm talking about day to day. Because in my world, if you can't tell me what somebody does on a Tuesday, that's not a real job.
Hey, I love that. Okay. So, Tuesday, the archivist captures four things.
What's number one?
Well, number one is decisions, not just what you decided, but how you knew the tails, the pattern, the we don't take that customer because they hit these three flags. The why is the gold because the why is what travels to a situation that you haven't seen yet.
That's the part that lived in my sales manager's head. Not the deal, the judgment behind the deal.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened, Hal.
Two,
Well, number two is your SOPs, the actual steps, how the things get done when it gets done right. Not the fantasy version in some binder, but the real version that people actually follow.
we call those, that's the way we do it here.
Yeah.
Mostly unwritten, learned by standing next to somebody for 6 months.
And I'm talking, that is so right. And that's the problem. If it is unwritten, it's unstable. So the archivist captures the steps so the business stops relying on whoever happened to be standing closest.
What about number three?
Well, how? Number three is customer judgment. It's the texture. Like this client needs a phone call, not an email. That one goes quiet right before they churn. The pattern recognition that you don't even know that you're running. The stuff that really your gut learned over 20 years.
The stuff that you feel in your gut after 20 years.
Exactly. The stuff that you feel in your gut.
And four?
Well, four is your voice, how you say things. I'm talking the tone, because an agent writing to your customer in somebody else's voice, it's like a stranger wearing your logo.
I've gotten that email. We all have.
I mean, we all have. And capturing all this is simpler, really, than people fear. You don't need a system, you need a habit. Every time you make a judgment call this week, every do this, not that, well, you write down the call and the why. So, voice memo it in your car if you have to.
On the lot, we debriefed every deal that went sideways. 5 minutes. What happened? What we'll do different next time? We just never wrote it down. So it died in the parking lot.
Right. And that's the only change I'm asking for, Hal. You're already making the decisions. The archivist just makes sure they stop dying in the parking lot. Now, here's why this matters beyond just making the AI work. When you capture all of that, two things happen, and they're both worth real money. The first is a moat. So, right now, your single biggest point of failure is walking around inside your own head. If you get hit by the proverbial bus, or honestly, if you just want a real vacation, then that business stops. So, capture that context, and the single point of failure stops being a person. It becomes an asset that the business owns, something stable, something transferable, something that doesn't clock out at 5 p.m.
So that's the part I wish someone would have grabbed me by the collar, explained it to me 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah. So tell them why.
Because when I went to sell my store, the building and the cars on the lot, that was the easy part, the price. Anybody can count inventory. But the real money, what we call blue sky, was the goodwill in the systems. And what that actually determined is whether this thing could run without me standing in the middle of it.
And really, the more a business depends on you,
The less it's worth.
yes. But fortunately, Hal, that wasn't your case. However, a business that lives only in the owner's head does not sell for much because the buyer knows the minute you walk out, the value of that business walks out with you. And that's the second thing. This isn't just operational, it's equity. Captured context raises what your business is worth because it makes the business transferable. You're not just building something that runs, you're building something somebody else could run, which is the only kind of business you can ever actually sell or step back from or hand down.
So the archivist isn't an expense.
No.
The archivist is how we build the part of the company that has value when you're not in the room.
And that's the line right there, Hal. And I want to connect this to a framework that some of our regulars already know about, and we call it impact. Two pieces of it are sitting right here in the open.
Transform.
Right. And that's the first. You are taking lived experience, the stuff you earned the hard way, and you are transforming it into a durable asset. It stops being a memory and it becomes infrastructure.
It stops dying when people leave.
Exactly. It stops dying when people leave.
And the next one is parameters.
Parameters. Here's the technical truth under all of this in plain English. That captured context, the archive, is the parameter set your agents run on. Every instruction, every guardrail, every we do it this way, that's not paperwork in a drawer. That is the operating system that every AI agent in your business executes against.
So the quality of the archive is the ceiling of the quality of the AI.
The archive is the ceiling. Garbage context, garbage agent. Rich context, agents that actually sound like you, decide like you, protect the customer the way you would. And here's the part that should change how you spend your next year. want you to listen to this carefully. The AI models themselves are becoming a commodity. Everybody is going to have access to roughly the same engines. So the model stops being the advantage.
If everybody's got the same engine, the race isn't the engine.
Right. If everybody's got the same engine, the race isn't the engine. The race is the fuel. It's the context. Your decisions, your customer history, your judgment. That's the one thing that your competitor cannot download. The moat was never the AI. The moat is the archive.
That's a real shift. For 20 years, the edge was to whoever had the better system, the better software, the better CRM. Now you tell me that the software levels out and the edge becomes to the person that has the knowledge to put in.
And what you put into it, Hal, and what you've captured that nobody else has. That's defensible. That compounds.
Which brings it all the way back to the 95%.
Yeah, all the way back. The 95% didn't fail because they lacked AI. They failed because they lacked an archivist. Nobody did the capture work first. So now you know what the role is. Intellectually, you've got it. But I don't want you to just understand it. I want you to feel why I believe in it. So let me make it personal. So, everything I just told you, I'm not reading it off a slide. I'm living it this week. I've got a trip booked to California, and the reason I'm getting on that plane is this exact role. I'm sitting down with Science Stanley and a group of engineers, and we are building what's called a context graph. That sounds kind of technical, but it's actually a fancy term for a very human thing. We are talking everything in my head, the decisions, the patterns, the judgment, the voice, and we're archiving it, structuring it so that an AI native agency can run on it.
And why fly all the way across the country for that? You could do that on a call.
Because some of what's in my head, I don't even know it's there until somebody sits across from me and asks the right question. That's the actual work. It's not data entry, it's excavation. You have to be in the room.
So you're the archivist.
I'm the archivist right now. I'm doing the exact work I'm asking you to do, just with engineers in the room and 30,000 feet under me.
And this isn't theory for the two of us either. You're doing the same thing with the insurance agency.
Yeah, we are. Lewis Howard Insurance Group opens August 3rd, and we are building the archivist function into it before we open the doors. Not bolting it on later, but baking it in from day one. The whole thing is designed to run on captured context from the very first customer.
That's the part that gets me. You're not describing a company that adopted AI. You're describing one that was built around it.
Yeah, Hal. And that's the difference I want you to feel. Here's the truth. In a category that is drowning in fear right now, the winners coming out of this are not going to be the ones who cut the most jobs. They're going to be the ones who created this role first, who sat down on a plane, at a kitchen table, wherever, and did the patient human work of capturing what they know.
That's why you're not afraid of this.
No, I can't be afraid of a role that I'm actively filling. And neither can you, my small business, big AI listeners.
That right there, that's the thing that a machine can't fake. And AI can generate a podcast that sounds like this one. It cannot get on a plane.
Right. It cannot get on the plane. That's ours. That's the human part.
And that's the whole game.
Yes, every founder listening has something only they know, a way of reading a customer, a line that they don't want to cross, a reason that they started in the first place.
That is not a liability AI is coming to erase.
Know how? Because in this new world, it's the most valuable thing you own the minute you capture it. So let's make it Monday morning real. How? I mean, 3 moves this week, not someday.
Keep them concrete. People are driving.
Okay. So move one, name your archivist, one person. Even if that person is you for now, their job, capture decisions, SOPs, and customer judgment every week. Put it on the calendar like payroll.
Move 2. Get off the free plan. I mean that literally. Pick one workflow and move it into real automated execution. Stop reading about an engine and go feel one. A chatbot answers. Let an agent actually take a job this week.
So move 3, redesign one process from zero. Don't bolt AI onto your old steps. Pick one workflow and rebuild it as if AI had already existed. We call it zero based. So start from a blank page, not from the way you've always done it.
Name the archivist. Leave the free plan. Rebuild one process from zero. That's the week.
And that's the playbook.
And quick, one from us. But we're talking about designing smarter businesses. Let me add this. You've done the work. You use AI to grow your business. So now ask yourself, how are you protecting what you've built? Your assets, your family, the business itself.
And that's why we built Lewis Howard Insurance Group, Life Commercial Umbrella. Get a review. We open August 3rd, 2026. And go to www.asklewishoward.com.
And that's ask, A-S-K, lewishoward.com.
That's ask, A-S-K, lewishoward.com. Now, let's close the loop we opened. At the top of the show, I told you there's a new job in your company. You may not post it. You may not hire for it. You may not even give it a formal title at first.
But if you want AI to actually work inside your business, someone has to capture the knowledge that makes your business a business, your business.
Right. So please understand this clearly. This is not a threat to fear. It's a role to feel. The archivist isn't coming to take your work. It is the work, relocated, waiting for you to claim it.
And businesses that claim it stop being one bad Friday away from chaos.
Now that's it for today's episode of Small Business, Big AI. Thanks so much for tuning in.
And here's the takeaway to carry out the door. The context that you capture this week, your decisions, your judgment, your voice, that archive is the thing that AI runs on.
That archive is your technology-enabled superpower, not the tool that captured you.
So go build it.
Now, until next time, keep embracing change, keep innovating, and remember, the future of your business is bigger than you think. And the steps you take today will shape the legacy you build tomorrow. Now, I'm Kim.
I'm Hal.
And this has been
Small business, big AI.
So go name your archivist, and we'll catch you in the next episode.